Richards. Christopher, how are you? You know what?
Doing
We were
great.
talking in the green room about sales. I don't want to hear in March Q1, the climate, what's happening, some of the businesses are waiting. If we, in our mindset, give up and say, well, there's not enough business now. Yeah, well, we might have to hit the pavement more. We might have to get on more calls. We might have to learn the sales process. How many of these companies, when you start working with them, they really don't understand sales? They might understand marketing, they might understand the brand of the product, but they don't know how to sell either online or in person to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's quick to have the CEO title, but what they fail to understand is you're also the chief salesperson too, right? You've got to sell the vision, the product, your team, all of it that plays a role into it. And selling is such a unique skill that if you don't know how to do so, it's something we should start learning on how to do. And even as myself, as someone who's been in multiple different sales roles, I'm always looking for different ways to how to sell, how to communicate, because at the end of the day, no one's going to sell you better than you. That's what I learned, right? And people sell people. It's not the product or service that I'm selling; it's me. That's what I found out half of the time. Relationship building. When it came down to closing big deals, did I know this guy in high school and college or something? Oh, we do. Oh, we got that rapport already. Okay, that helps my deal. These things matter a lot in business, and I think a lot of founders, they have the vision for the world, but they don't look at the offer. And I think that's what we were talking about in the green rooms. How do we craft that $1 million offer that you just can't
You can't
refuse?
refuse. And
Yeah,
and and that's the thing that's where I credit Alex Ramosi and acquisition.com to look at all that stuff. A lot of people want to keep it the same. Every offer is the same. Every author, but if you look at the gurus that are in coaching or providing product as a service, they know they're going to have to lower their offer at one point in time. If you
right.
check the big companies, but you look at Grant Cardone, you look at these other offers that are out there, watch their offers, see how they're selling a lot, but they're getting a lot of people to say no. I think a lot of people in sales are afraid, or selling their product or service are afraid to hear the word no. And it's just part of life. It's a numbers game.
Yeah. In a few of my sales positions I've been in, hear a no is actually the objective. Because the more from no's you hear, the more closer to that yes you're actually getting to. Even in fundraising, right? I'm raising money for my business. I want to be the next Uber or Apple. I got to go through a bunch of investors who aren't going to believe in the idea, and our sales and marketing processes are no different. And I think we should, when it comes to selling, we should be in this business of figuring what what is in our business and kind of direct the marketing off of that, right? Because I think when we first start, we're kind of yes men, we're doing everything
Right.
under the sun. But now most folks realize, okay, I got to start niching down. I've got to start saying no to opportunities that aren't worth my time or aren't paying the bills.
Or,
So
or or you just go through them because you're going to learn the process. I think it's
right.
just like anything else in podcasting. For 15,000 podcast episodes or shows or interviews I've done, you get better every time. And you're going to get better and you're going to look at things and say, did I really do this well, or was I really just not showing up today? Especially if you're going live or different things and looking at your audience. But when you talk about that sales process, the thing that really I get is ultimately, hey, do you have the cure for cancer? And I hate to say we none of us have the cure for cancer, but it's a saying that one of my mentors told me. Do you have the cure for cancer? Do you have something that is going to be so life changing? I wish that we could have the cure for cancer, and if I end up
Yeah.
being the one that ends up having the cure for cancer someday, fantastic.
Hey, you
But
let me know. I'll
is
be
it
early.
is it life changing? Is this offer like, okay, thanks for the proposal? Or is it, I cannot wait to get started and boom, my money's going to enter your bank account in seconds? Or if you have a product and you send it out, are people going to say, oh my gosh, this is a no brainer? 99 bucks for this course? Click. For this
Yeah.
product, for this thing? Yes. I say yes. All these Amazon reviews, yes, I'm buying it. This is the problem. That's why UX Bright sees that opportunity to talk to businesses about those things, right?
Absolutely. The biggest skill that I've ever learned from a as a salesperson is my ability to listen. Am I listening to my customers and their pain points? What are they talking about? I asked them, how much are you willing to pay for someone to solve this problem right now? These are big questions. And if you listen to what people have to tell you, they'll tell you what the problems are. And just to that point, right? If you can come in to be the magic white knight and cure that cancer, like you said, I'm sending money in the bank account tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's
And
what we have to tell us everybody at sales. If you want to do better, Zig Ziglar, all those, you give them an offer they can't refuse. And that's, I mean, I don't know if that was what Zig said, but ultimately I had one of Zig Ziglar's biggest sales guys on, and he told me he closes everything. And I said, after you pre-qualified him and all that, yeah. But
right.
ultimately, they have the money and they aren't buying from you, you suck. That
Yeah, there's something about your sales
I don't want
process.
to. Money is the biggest issue. And if money is, I'm going to go and take this shot, or I'm going to do this, or this is something I really, really need to add to my company, you got to say, hell yes, I'll do it. And
Yeah,
that's the process.
absolutely. And then one other thing I also think about too is as I'm positioning our products and services, we started off as just a web dev firm, but we've now transitioned into product consulting. And the whole point of that is the products are core to every business, how they function. And for us, the website, not always a priority for businesses. So we have to think about how are we prioritizing the impact that we're making for business owners, not just from a website, but how are we helping automate, some tasks that you hate on the business end? How are we helping you, with user acquisition on the marketing side? These are big things that we've started to do in order to branch out just from not just our technical expertise, but product marketing, finding that valuable offering, and then using market research to help you create that compelling offer. I think that's just like I tell a lot of founders right away, let's do some market research first, figure out what the most compelling offer is, and then let's go into the market and see what happens. It's not a build it and hope to God that they'll come, right? And we see a lot of businesses that do that. Yeah, start early, start with the research, get to know who your customers are, and then speak their language, right? Like if you're selling to podcast owners or authors, I'm hoping you're speaking all to their language about growing that book and showing them as an authority in their brand sake. So yeah, it's a lot of psychology as you mentioned too, right? Earlier is the language, psychology, your process, all of these have a factor into how you sell appropriately.
All right. Best place people can go.
You can find us at uxbrite.com, uxbrite.com, and check us out on LinkedIn. We're also on Spotify and soon SoundCloud and Apple Music.
All
So
right. Sounds good. Thanks again.